Are you guys ready for your headlining comedian tonight? Clap it up. What are you doing? You just think you could walk in the middle of my stage? They're with you? You're definitely not allowed to walk in the middle of my stage with him. There's no way in hell she is with you. Save my Nathan jokes for later, okay. Like I said before, you guys ready for your headlining comedian? This one, Marty Derosa. You guys ready? Clap your hands. Keep it going. Clap your hands loud for Mr. Marty Derosa.
Can I put this right here? Is that okay? All right. Give it up for the one black guy, two black guys, three black guys. Oh my God, it's crazy. Indiana, we're fucking doing it. Next year there's gonna be 4 black guys in here. All right, this is cool. I did a show. I live in Chicago right now. Ricky's a Chicago comedian. Me and a couple other groups of Chicago comedians. We did a show in Hobart this past weekend. And the whole time we're driving out there, don't do that for anything, ever. Ever. You know what? You gotta go. No, you gotta go. Go outside for like 10 minutes, think about what you did, and then we still won't let you back in because you seriously did that. You won't shut the fuck up. This is crazy. Oh my God. We did a show in Hobart, Indiana, and we're driving there. My buddies grew up in Chicago. They're lifelong Chicagoans, and they're like, so it's Hobart? I go, no, it's Hobart. I didn't know, they're like, but it's Hobart, all right? And it's not Merrillville, it's Maryville. And it's not Gary, it's the scariest place on the fucking planet. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. If you guys have your cell phones, turn them off. It's kind of annoying when you're doing comedy on stage, right? And people are on their cell phones. And I don't mean to pick on the ladies, but usually it's the girls, and they have like a clever way of doing it. They're like, I'm listening, but I'm really texting. Funny joke, but I'm really drunk texting my ex-boyfriend. And when they don't realize, like, we normally do these shows at like comedy clubs, the stage is lit up and the crowd is pitch black. So when they're doing this, their entire upper half is illuminated in blue light. So it's like either you're on your cell phone, or your vagina is like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. And if it is, I kind of want to party with you. That is on my Match.com profile. I like long walks on the beach, going to the movies, and girls with illuminating vaginas. I've gotten 0 hits on my Match.com profile. My Craigslist profile is blowing the fuck up. It's good to be here. I recently lost 10 pounds, you guys. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Don't clap. Not a big deal. Oh, you high five that? Oh my God. It's actually not a big deal. I just wore those shape-up shoes. That's it. And I did a fuck ton of cocaine. See me after the show if you have cocaine. I'm not fucking lying. I want cocaine. I wanted to learn how to lose weight without working out because that's gross. And I went online, and cocaine is seriously the #1 way to lose weight. My skinny cokeheads know what I'm talking about. I went on this blog, and they interviewed Jared from Subway. And they're like, Jared, how did you lose all that weight? You ate a bunch of Subway, right? He's like, I did, but here's something else I did. Back when Jared was in college, he weighed 450 pounds, right? And he had his roommate take a picture of himself in his whitey tighties, which is disgusting, I know. Like, if I'm 450 and someone's taking a picture of me in my whitey tighties, I'm gonna have fun with it. Like, I'm gonna make like a thong out of the whitey tighty. I'm gonna take one of my fat man titties and throw it in my mouth. Just get like real sexy with it, right? And then Jared took that and he taped it on his refrigerator door. So if he woke up in the middle of the night, went to the fridge, he'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fat and disgusting, I'm going to bed. That's the medical term for it, fat and disgusting. I didn't make that up. And I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I did it, and it worked awesome. But when I'd have like girls over at my apartment and they went to my refrigerator door, they got like weirded out that I had a picture of Jared from Subway taped to me. I had one of those, I can't even call it this. By applause, who's had one of those walks of shame? Okay, really? Yeah. A guy, it's not really a walk of shame, right? You're proud. Like, here it's everything. Right. Like, I in Chicago, like, I walk a lot or take cabs. You're like, here it's more like the walk of shame to your car and then driving home. So no, you don't really have that. But, like, in the city, you'll see, like, girls fucking leaving the next morning and their hair's all fucked up and they got like a little vomit right here and you're like, oh, this girl parties, that's awesome. Yeah, guys don't have the walk of shame. Like, we'll go to a homeless guy and be like, hey, you see that fucking window up there? I fucked the girl in that room. Here's $1, ask her about it when she leaves for work. We don't have the walk of shame. Like, we have something that's a little different, and I'm sorry if you're on a date right now, guys. I'm about to spoil it for you. Guys have something a little different. I like to call it the walk of farts. Let me explain. What's girls have that too? You're disgusting. You and her need to go outside. Fart in her face for doing that. That's how angry I am that you did that. I know. Right. Okay. Seriously, fart in her face right now. And I'm gonna light a lighter and just all your eyebrows are gone. I got real mean. I'm sorry. You're gonna be okay. I'm sorry. Here's what? That's okay. Did I make it real weird? You single? Now I made it weird. Let's go. Let me tell you more about guys farting and see if I can make it more weird. But that's what we do, guys. Like when we first meet a girl, and like the girl's like, "We should go get Indian food," and you're like, "Oh fuck, I don't think my stomach can handle that." Or you have to be like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go get Indian food." And you know there's that like Indian restaurant around the corner that you never went to. And you act like, "Oh, I go there all the time. I'm such a man of the world." And then you're eating that food, and then after that you're watching a movie at her house, and there's like a quiet scene in the movie, and all of a sudden your stomach is like, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh shit. We are gonna have a problem." You're like, your fucking pipes are fucked up, or your house is haunted. What is going on here? So you have to like make this deal with your stomach, and you get your brain involved, and it's like, stomach, you have got to shut down the fart factory tonight. I want to have sex with this girl, and I want to hopefully be invited back to have sex with this girl. I don't want to be like the weird guy. They're like, what happened to that comedian guy you dated? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, oh, the guy who farted so much that he turned your room into a fucking Dutch oven. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Oh, Dutch oven guy? Yeah, we don't talk anymore. So your stomach and your brain have this conference, and it's like, shut it down, man. We want to stay here. And your stomach is like, oh, yeah, I want to have sex there too. I'm going to be cool. And it does. It just shuts it down, right? I don't know what happens. It makes this amazing fucking, this bite just closes it down, right? And then the next morning, you're like, oh my God, this was so fun. I had the best time. I'm going to call you. I'm going to text you throughout the day. This is great. You're walking out of their apartment. You're like, okay. And you're walking on the sidewalk. And as soon as that gate closes, it's just... that, like, coasts you across the street. It's like Mary Poppins. You're like... You see a guy, like, you're waiting for the bus or the train, you're reading a newspaper, and a guy walks by farting his brains out. High five that guy, because he had sex last night. Me and Ricky, we do a lot of shows where we're like the only white comedians, right? And my buddy's talking about this other white comedian. We do all these black shows, right? And we'll do like the only white guys. And my buddy told me about this other guy. He's a white guy. He does all the black rooms. His name is Darren Carter. So I went home and I Googled him. You guys, he's not just Darren Carter. He is Darren Carter, the party starter. I was like, holy shit, I want a nickname. I wrote some out. I'm going to run them by you guys. Let me know what you think. The first nickname is for my after show activities. It's Marty Derosa, the freeway proposer. And then in parentheses it says, no dudes. The next one is if I want to come off as like a real tough guy. It's Marty Derosa, comedy bulldozer. Now I see a girl going, no. This isn't bulldozer material, I get that. This is more Marty Derosa, comedy Honda Civic hatchback. The next one, I just got high and lazy. It's Marty Derosa, the Darren Carter party starter. And the one that's been sticking, my comedian friends actually came up with for me. It's Marty Derosa, the comedian with the chewy nose. I'm actually not Jewish, although my face would disagree right now. I've been told I have a very Jewy face. And I don't know if that's a look that's ever gotten anybody laid. Like, I don't see some guy walking in a bar, and there's like a group full of girls like you were like, oh my God, check out that guy who just walked in. He looks so Jewish, I'm gonna fuck him. Like, I don't think that's ever happened. One of my favorite experiences doing a black comedy club was on the south side of Chicago. There's a place called Jokes and Notes. I had done my set, I'm in the back of the club, and the host was like, are you ready for your headliner? You've seen him on BET's Comic View. You've seen him on Comedy Central. You've seen him at Barbershop too. As the guy was coming on stage, music was playing, everybody's going crazy, right? As soon as the music cut, there was like a girl right where you were, right? She didn't do this, because that would have been weird. No, there was a girl right where you were, and as soon as the music cut, she screamed out at the top of her lungs, "He ain't shit!" Oh, place went crazy. I'm in the back of the club. I turned like an audience member on Marty Derosa. I'm like, "Oh no, she didn't!" This dude runs on stage, mad as shit, right? He had this like beautiful diamond watch on, and he goes, "Oh yeah, barbershop 2 money, motherfucker!" Everybody goes crazy. They're high-fiving each other. I'm like, yes, he got her. But then I started wishing he was in a movie that wasn't as cool as Barbershop 2. Like, I wish he had to run on stage and be like, "Oh yeah, Legally Blonde 2 money, motherfucker! Miss Congeniality 2 money, motherfucker! Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2 money, motherfucker!" I want to write a prequel to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and basically it just stars a bunch of Asian kids making jeans the whole time. That shit's gonna be next year. Slumdog Millionaire. I like doing black clubs because they have black girls. Black girls, make some noise. One. All right. You think you could call some friends or something like that? Fuck. Okay. I do, like, I want to hook up with a black girl real bad. And it's not... Okay. Me and that guy, awesome. Do you know any black girls? We might want to hook up with black girls for different reasons, right? Like, I don't want to hook up with a black girl just to, like, come up on stage and brag about having sex with a black girl. Like, I will do that. I will do that in very graphic detail. I will have a PowerPoint presentation on that TV on how that shit went down. But that's not the real reason why. The real reason why I want to have sex with a black girl is because before I die, I want to go to Great America in matching sweatsuits. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Ah. That's my fucking summertime drinking game. I sneak a flask in a Great America and I just chill by a roller coaster. And when I see a black couple in matching sweatsuits walk by, I take a shot. If the guy unzips his sweatshirt and he's got the Walgreens photo t-shirt of their prom picture, I do 2 shots. And if in that picture he has the Chicago Bulls cummerbund and she has the matching Chicago Bulls jersey/prom dress, I go to my car and do heroin. When you do the black clubs, a lot of black comedians get to say one of the coolest things on the planet, which is, "Once you go black, you never go back." I'm like, fuck, we have nothing to say like that. I'm noticing a lot of white girls here are like, yeah, that's very true. Their boyfriends next to them are like, do we have to bring that up again? That one summer we broke up. You banged Gary, that's awesome. As a white comedian, though, we have, like, nothing to say like that, right? But as a white guy who grew up in racist Indiana, we have something similar to that. It's, once you go black, you never go back. Home for the holidays. Because you are dead to your family. There's white girls going, that is so true. I haven't been home for 3 Christmases. I just want to know if my parents are okay. Oh, man. I like to get high and play video games like a lot of people. My favorite video game is Beatles Rock Band. I love that video game. Looking for a drummer, see me after the show. I can't wait till they have Van Halen Rock Band. That is going to be awesome, right? And then I can't wait till they have Def Leppard Rock Band. That'll be even cooler, and it'll just come with 1 drumstick. The directions will just say, "Figure it out." He did. Sometimes I say that joke, and people are like, "Marty, that is not cool to make fun of a millionaire one-armed drummer." Actually, it's pretty cool, and I'll tell you guys why. Reason number 1, he didn't, like, give that arm away to charity, okay? There was, like, some sick British kid who was like, "For my last wish before I die of kids' cancer, I'd like the drummer from Def Leppard's arm, please." No, he lost it in a cocaine-fueled car crash, okay? Second reason why I kind of laughed at that joke is last summer I opened for Def Leppard at the Taste of Joliet. It's not a big deal, it's just credits that I have in my name, right? And before they took the stage, I pulled Rick Allen aside and I told him that joke. I'm like, "Rick, is that cool?" And he was like, he was like, "Yep, so Totally cool. I had sex recently with a burlesque dancer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with burlesque. That is French for hipster stripper. And while we were getting ready to have sex, she took her underwear off, and I noticed that she had a tremendous amount of pubic hair. Yeah! And I was like, you have a tremendous amount of pubic hair. She like got all cocky. She's like, is that gonna be a problem? And like the pubes were kind of moving around as she did that. I'm like, as long as there's a vagina under there, no. Which there was. And my car keys, which was a double bonus on that. Oh, there they are! I've been looking for those. Oh, man. Is the Cubs season over? Is that... All right, don't tell me what happened. I have it on my DVR. I don't want to spoil it. I feel like they're gonna win it this year. Is that not a thing? I don't know. I'm not a big Cubs fan. Like in my neighborhood, they had this giant billboard for the Cubs, and it was like the craziest ad campaign ever. There was like this young dad, and he's at a Cubs game, and he's like holding his little baby girl, and the baby girl's got this like cute little Cubs onesie on, and the slogan was, "She won't remember this, but I will." And I was like, that is the best slogan ever for the date rape drug. That's crazy. Like, the real fucking billboard for "She won't remember this, but I will" should be some, like, dude putting his jacket on, sneaking out of an apartment on a Sunday morning while some girl's passing on a couch with her butt in the air, just... I just can't understand how, like, nobody in the Cubs organization was like, yeah, Steve, that new slogan we got, kind of rapey. And then Steve, the ad exec, is like, well, it's either that or if there's grass on the field, play ball. And not to be outdone, the White Sox have one that's just, fuck it, she looked 18 to me. So. I don't know if you guys have ever been to that neighborhood, Wrigleyville. By applause, who's been to Wrigleyville in the city, right? I'm fucking scared of that neighborhood. It's insane. Like, if you go there on a Friday or a Saturday night, it is like the apocalypse is being sponsored by Axe Body Spray. It's insane. If you've never been to Wrigleyville and you go there, here's a couple things to look for. Number one are drunk white girls crying for no fucking reason. It's like a very emotional place for white girls. You go there and they're all crying and they can't find their friends. They're just like walking around. They're just like, Tina! Tina! Every once in a while, magic will happen. They'll break a fucking high heel. They'll be like, Tina! That's the first thing to look for. The second thing are these giant frat guys vomiting all over the place, right? Like, you'll just be walking on the street and one will come flying out of a shitty bar and be like, move it, bro. And they throw up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I was walking to your street toilet. That is my fault. I feel like it's any age. Does this place get really, like, crazy on the weekends with the douchebags and the douchebagettes, right? I feel like anywhere has that area, whether it's Wrigleyville or Crown Point or anywhere, right? And, like, you get the girls crying, the guys vomiting all over the place. Like, if you made a commercial for any of these places, like, I had to make commercials for Wrigleyville, right? And, like, the guys and girls in the commercials look the same the entire time, whether it's here or whether it's there. Like, the girls all have, like, permanent bitch face, right? Like, at any moment, they can just fly off the handle and be like, what the fuck? And every one of these drunken frat guys have this look like they're about to tell you something really, really important, but they just can't quite think of it. They're all just like... and it's just vomit all over the place. I did a show recently with this comedian, and I got to the show, and they're like, you're gonna love this guy, he's hilarious. And he was funny, but like every one of his jokes ended with him masturbating and then crying. Which is kind of like, you seem like a normal guy. Do you masturbate and then cry? No, you're like me, you're normal. But I can see some of the people in here are like, Marty, what are you like when you're done masturbating? Which is a very weird question, but you guys have been so nice, I'll tell you. You know, step one, you know, clean myself off. That's usually I can use one of those ShamWow pads, which those work like surprisingly well. Like, I didn't know that. That should be on the commercial. Like, I'm always like high as shit falling asleep on my couch, and that like cokehead Vince is like, yeah, you can clean fucking pop off your rug. If he was like, get the fucking jizz off your chest, and be like, oh my God, what is going on here? I'm buying 100 of these. That's amazing. That's step one. Step two, I put my pants back on. And step three, I go right back out on the sales floor. Because those t-shirts at Baby Gap are not going to fold themselves. Those also make great jizz rags, too. And you can, like, take a picture of your dick next to a t-shirt from Baby Gap, like, send it to a girl and be like, you are in trouble. And she'll be like, oh my God, that's crazy, baby. I live in a neighborhood in Chicago right next to this other neighborhood called Humboldt Park. I don't know if you ever... What's with you in neighborhoods? Are you familiar with Humboldt Park? A little bit, okay. If you're not familiar with Humboldt Park, it is a predominantly Hispanic neighborhood in Chicago. And when I say predominantly, I mean 1 billion% Hispanic. I got a buddy who lives in Humboldt Park, this Puerto Rican comedian. I'm hanging out with him. Here's a cool feature about that neighborhood. A lot of the barber shops have $5 haircuts, right? White guys, that is not for us. I learned that the hard way. I went in, I'm like, I would like a $5 haircut, please. The barber sits me down on a stool, gets out his fucking scissors, his clippers, puts the fucking pit bull on the stereo. I should have known I was in trouble when the pit bull came on, right? And he goes to me, he goes, all right, man, you want to get lined up? You want to get lined up? I had no idea what the fuck that meant. I thought that was like hip-hop slang for a haircut, right? I'm like, line it up! Here's what I didn't know. When you get lined up, that's where the barber takes a razor blade and he makes your sideburns and your hairline pencil thin. I left there looking like a 14-year-old Puerto Rican kid. Good news is, got invited to my first ever quinceañera. That's awesome. Good food, lots of dancing. They consider the 50-year-old girls women. It was a good time. I date younger girls, not that young. That's creepy. I date younger girls. The last girl I dated, she was 10 years younger than me, which is kind of weird because I'm only 26. So somebody just got their driver's license. I used to get fucked up and call up in the middle of the night and be like, you better wake up your mom to get that minivan. I cannot drive home. I don't give a shit if you have an algebra test tomorrow. I can't get another DUI. You know that iPod I bought you for Christmas? I will take that away from you if you don't come pick me up. I'm just joking. I won't do that. My buddy used to be like, Marty, that's awesome. When you turn 40, she'll only be 30. And I was always like, no, silly. When I turn 40, I will get a new 22-year-old. That is how that joke works. And that is how you piss off all the girls in the crowd. I saw one of those Sonic. Is there a Sonic here? Oh, don't you wish you had one, right? Like, you see those commercials and you're like high as shit and you're like, oh my God, I want to fucking eat that right now. I saw when I was doing a show in like Aurora, Illinois, and I drove by a Sonic and it looked fucking beautiful in the line. Like, oh my God, we're going to Sonic. And we ate all of our money we got for the show. We got like $30 a piece. We spent it all at Sonic. I had diarrhea for like a month. It was amazing, right? But here's the thing. I used to see those commercials and be like, I don't think this place even exists. Like, I thought some guy like won the Powerball and was like, what are you gonna do with all your